Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream. So, just similar footage that I've had before on a live stream here, but just as the title said, I want to basically talk about vans or cars, whatever everybody's using to get to work and to do work from. Not even sure if this live stream is working just yet. You need to change the video resolution. Okay, hang on. But yeah, I think we're still live. But anyway, so I just wanted to talk about vehicles, what you're using to get home, get to work, and obviously the giveaway that's on tomorrow. Not quite sure why I'm getting a wee message here saying that the resolution's not coming up. But let me know, guys, if you can see the video in the background, okay? But yeah, so let's see. But basically, the van I have now, it's about done. So I'll be changing vans very soon. Where I'm working at the minute, it's not too bad. I can still get to work even without the van. So the van's not hindering me getting to work. But for other jobs, it will hinder me severely. I'm not sure if you have seen the van I have, but it's actually a big Fiat Ducato. And it's a big long one, and there's reasons why I have it. There's arguments for why I should get a smaller van as well, I suppose. But just wanted to know other people's thoughts. And yes, like the title says, the giveaway is going to be done tomorrow. I want to get it done and dusted. The Pointsman Hawks. So if you're not in that competition, you need to bounce over and just type in win on the Pointsman giveaway video that's on the channel. Should be easy to find. It was only uploaded maybe 3 weeks ago. So I'll do that giveaway similar to the other giveaway that I did as well. Be a very similar draw. Don't think there's actually that many people in it yet. I think there's also a couple of people I'm working with that I'll probably enter them as well. I think there's a couple of people interested in it. I don't think they've had time to actually get on and enter themselves, but that's why I've waited a bit of time, because I want all the subscribers to have a bit of a chance to enter if they do want to win it. But yeah, of course we can talk about trowels and plastering tools and equipment. If only my vans were as reliable as the drill I'm holding in this footage here, I'd have no problems getting to and from work. But I suppose, like everything else, as reliable as this drill is, I'm sure there's people out there that think there's better drills or have had bad luck with this type of drill. But to me, the REFINA Mega Mixer's got to be up there with the best, if not the best, mixing drill. So, especially reliability. You can bounce back to the channel, see when I unboxed it, when I first started using it, my first go on it. You can see even that drill that I mix sand cement with it as well. Just mix some screed with it now and again. So it's been through a lot, to say the least. Plasters vans, plasters jobs, plastering environment, dirty, dusty, wet, rough environment, cold, warm, hot, humid, drill takes the odd bump or two, I would imagine, as well. I'm not always the one behind the drill, so if there's somebody that can help me, I'm sure they won't treat it just as well as I treat it. Um, Safety socket there I'm showing in the footage as well. So still, this drill's going strong for me. Obviously the job I'm doing at the minute now, I'm not using my own drill on it. Just occasionally I'll be using my own drill. So just want to talk about that when it was in the background. Also still have the petrol mega mixer as well. Haven't used it as much. It's a specialized drill that I'll use for certain outside jobs, but are very awkward. Very hard for me to get a mixer at to and from. Maybe there's nowhere to wash a mixer out. Washing a drill out is a lot easier than washing out a mixer. I'm sure you all agree with me there. But yeah, guys. So, what are you driving to work? What vans are you using? What trucks are you using? Love to hear from you. You using a car? Once I first started off, I was in a 106, a Peugeot 106. Actually, I think it was a petrol. And back then, a fiver would have filled the tank nearly. Well, wouldn't have filled the tank, but a fiver was probably the equivalent of what £25 would do now in the tank. Not wanting to rant about fuel costs or anything, but that's just the fact. Also, then after the 106, believe it or not, it's a very, very small car, Peugeot 106. Was still able to get to and from work with tools in the boot, while keeping it somewhat clean as well. What's up, Kevin, buddy? He's driving a transit tipper at the moment with a van fault for all the gear. Yeah, they're good if it's big as well. They're brilliant if you do any scaffolding work. But that's transits are known to be reliable. Definitely engine wise, I had a transit as well, and engine wise, it didn't even. Everybody says they drip oil, but believe it or not, the transit I had didn't drip one bit of oil. The only problems I had at the end was when it was getting very cold. The battery seemed to be getting killed a lot, but I can't really. A blanket over the engine would have stopped the coldness on the battery, and it would have started for me that way. What do you do, Kevin? Do you do plastering yourself or grounds work, or what are you doing yourself? It's a kind of vehicle for roadworks and gardening and stuff, mostly tippers. So I gotta hear your answer. But yeah, so after the Peugeot 106, I had a Seat Ibiza, and it also did well. Seat Ibiza did pretty well. Trying to think. I changed the tires. Had a few friends. Actually, the wife was in the car as well. And I put wider tires on, hit some water, and aquaplaned. So learned hard not to aquaplane. But that didn't actually damage that car. What damaged that car was me. Engine wise, the engine, it still started every time. The Seat Ibiza, it still started, no problems. Drove well, it was very comfortable. It's a nice looking car. Could also do work out of it. A wee bit bigger than 106, so I think I actually get a motorboard in that when I put the seats down. But yeah, I was topping up the oil. Was driving to Portaferry at a job, which is very far from me at the minute. It was taking me like an hour, 20 minutes, or 15 minutes to get to. So decided it'd be a good idea to check the oil and water when I get there and when I get home and stuff. But obviously I topped the oil up a wee taste and stupidly forgot to put the lid back on, the cap. And a good 20 minutes up the road, I could smell burning, which was obviously the oil over the engine. But luckily, I think I got there quick enough, filled it back up again, put the lid back on, and I sort of learned the lesson to, when you're topping up your oil, to really make sure you put your cap back on. I was actually also fortunate that time to make sure, or that the cap didn't fall through the engine and off onto the road. Otherwise, sort of had nothing to get me home. So Kevin's is a Y Ridge with 195 on the clock, fire level, just getting a bit rusty. A bricklayer slash plaster. You couldn't have picked two of the hardest jobs, Kevin. Definitely gotta be fit to do bricklaying and plastering. Um, Definitely a good vehicle for it too. 195 on the clock. Yeah, I tend to find there's some engines that in them vans just seem like they would drive forever, and then there's other vans where the engines just seem to pack in on people very quickly. But transits have been getting, especially the older ones. I think the older ones are probably better engine wise than the newer ones. Um, I'm not sure what a Y reg means, buddy. Not sure what that means. Y reg. But yeah, transits are also known for rust. Uh, that was my next thing after the State Ibiza when I went out my own, was a transit. A small one, not a small one, but was it a medium? I think it was a medium, 2001. Not too bad. So can't remember what year the transit was, but I know what it probably still driving now if somebody has the engine. But what happened on that transit was it just kept on rusting and rusting until I was basically told it would not pass another MOT or it'd still be trying to drive it. But yeah, I'm not sure how bad the rust really was on my transit. Was it just superficial? Not sure. What's up, Sarah? Hope you're getting better weather than us. It's been a very bad day today. Luckily, I wasn't working outside, but the walk from the car park to where I was working, I got pretty wet. So it's a bit of a distance from the parking to the job. So I hope everybody's had a good Easter as well. And you, Kevin, I'm not sure if you've entered that tournament or the tournament. I keep calling it a tournament. The giveaway, the competition. But make sure you do if you're interested. South Suffolk, lovely place. Suffolk, yeah. Oh, happy days. But so after my transit, guys, I had a Fiat Ducato, an even bigger van again. You could stand up in it. It's funny because the transit I could fit plasterboards in, so they're 8 foot long by 4 foot. Not that I always needed to pick up by plasterboard for jobs, but occasionally I did. And so obviously they fitted in okay, but they sort of carry about a lot of. I think some plasters just don't throw away any tools and they keep every tool even when they're broken. It might be one of them plasters. So I might be a wee bit of a hoarder when it comes to tools because you never know what you might need, whether or not you can find it in your van. That's another question. But so yeah, more room, more mess, I suppose. So yeah, so basically I just went bigger and bigger and bigger with the vehicles for work. I've sort of been looking at a few things. I was looking at an Avico daily, or as I used to call it, an Iveco. But it's apparently they're called Avico. I'm not sure. We need some Italians in to tell us how it's actually said. And from research, I think the Avicos have basically the same engine as the Ducatos. Now, I know mine's leaks oil, but starting wise, it has only ever not started for me when, again, the battery ran done on me. After I got a new battery, starts every single time. And the only other time it was bad at starting was when the alternator went, which was recently. And now I think there's a bit of corrosion under it where I'm not driving it at the minute. I think the shock's broke or something's broke, so I just don't trust it. Especially you can see the kind of roads that I drive back and forward to work regularly, especially when there's snow on them, even more dangerous. But just even wind and rain, they're not the best either. Um, but yeah, if I could find the right transit at the right price, I would probably jump onto one of them. But I don't know why I'm getting drew to the Avicos, the Ivicos or the Avicos dailies. Um, kind of get drew towards them, and I don't even know why. It's strange. I haven't even looked at other Fiat Ducatos, although the driving experience in this one's been pretty good. I've done well out of it. Uh, that way, so can't really complain. Again, anybody jumping in, guys, as you've seen in the title, that the giveaway is going to be done tomorrow. Just have to get it done. It's dragged on a wee while, so I want to get it done and get the winners out there. Get the 6 winners out. Gonna change the footage, the background here, guys. It's looped around a few times there, so I'll just pop it on a newer one here, so it'll change soon. But yeah, Suffolk. There's a Suffolk in Belfast as well. Probably one of my most favourite places in the world at times is the Colin Glen. I think it's more or less Suffolk Road, sort of beside the Glen Road as well. It's I suppose I just like walking in forests and stuff. Don't know what it is, but bit peaceful, clear your mind. Also just used to have dogs, so always in walking them there. Obviously walking was never alone. It was either with friends or with my dad as well. So you know, and I suppose the Conglane that now think about it, but then from I was a really young age walking through it, going to my grandparents' house. So maybe that's why I like it so much as well. Just always good memories. Obviously good memories going to your grandparents' house. You get to eat sweets and chocolate. So and meet your cousins and play and stuff. I suppose that can't be a bad thing. And obviously when I was a kid, I was sort of into dinosaurs, and the Conglane's got a wee bit of fossil history in it and stuff. So don't know, but yeah. Also, there's a glen close to where I'm living now as well. Another wee bit of a forest, a bit of a wood, which is good to walk as well. But yeah, some nice landscape round where I'm at as well. That way. But yeah, Kevin, buddy, you must be getting it tough doing bricklaying and plastering. Tell me, if you were to get a new house, for people that you work for, possibly, do you get the bricklaying job and the plastering job? Does it follow on like that for you? Are you that lucky to maybe be in one place for a good lot of months? Um, that way. Let's say Suffolk has some countryside where you might be building big houses and possibly getting the plastering after you built them. That would maybe be good because you would know, if there was any problem areas of any walls that were just maybe twisted, you have the head start of being able to get the bead on, knowing where it is, scratch it out and stuff. Believe it or not, I started off as a bricklayer in the college that I went to, or the tech as I call it, and there was 24 bricklayers. I think I've said this story time and time again as well, but there was 24 bricklayers or something like that, maybe more, and there was only like 2 plasters. So I sort of had a bit of a business head on and thought, if there's 24 people building the houses and there's only 2 people plastering them, I figured that the 2 plasters were going to have more work than the 2 bricklayers, and I made a decision to change to that. Also, my uncle helped a wee bit. He pushed me into the plastering. He said plastering wouldn't give you as sore as a back as bricklaying, but I think he was wrong on that. Not sure if he's wrong on many of things, but he was definitely wrong on that. But that being said, what do you guys think? What's Kevin? You would know more than anybody. What's easier, bricklaying or plastering? What one do you get a sore back from, when you're floating a gable or when you're building it? I'd love to hear the answer. Really would be interesting to know from somebody who's got their hand on both sides of them trades. And even if you're not in the live stream now, make sure you let me know. Hopefully catch up on this and you can let me know later on in the comments. That way. But yeah, Vans. It's hard to make a decision because obviously you have to put your money, and there's a lot of people's pushed me towards a couple of mates in work as well. Or they're actually two mates in work are selling, 2 workmates are selling Vans. On a big sort of contract at the minute, so there's lots of plasters on it. Might I add, very good plasters, and probably the most funniest guys you'll ever be around. Not really too many dull moments. Some good lads. Very good workers. It's all very, very, very detailed work. And some of the guys are very, very good at. Like I said, brilliant lads, brilliant crack. Couldn't be there's maybe up to 30, and there, you couldn't have 30 of the better men, and you really couldn't. So I think the contractor who's got them all's also lucky, to say the least. But yeah, the footage here, talking about detail. This is a detailed tool that I'm about to pull out on this background footage. This is the coin cutter. All the videos that are in the background here are scattered amongst the channel as well. You can actually find them all amongst the channel. So if you ever did want to sort of look at that there, if it's a coin cutter, if it's ox tools, I'm sure if you search them through the channel, you would get them. You would find that video. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about them. Or you can ask me in the comments what that video is at this time, and I will direct you to it. So Sarah's sunny, but a bit cold. Yeah, well here it was sunny at the start of the week, very nice at the start of the week. Apparently it was actually, well, I'm not sure here, but apparently we were getting temperatures as warm as France and Spain, which is not normal, but it did happen. And now it is raining with potential chance of hailstone and sleet. So not great weather, but the grass is not complaining. It's definitely enjoying a bit of rain. But yeah, if anybody does watch it, or has driven a vehicle, one of the guys down there drove one, and I was asking him about it, and he hasn't put too much work into his, which was interesting. I think ours were about the same age, but I know the Fiat had took a lot more money to keep on the road than than it's cost him to keep his on the road. We got another. So, Paddy Bart has replied, really appreciate for your channel, mate. Very helpful. Started plastering 2 years ago, and because my aim's taping background, I'm quite good with trowels. Hopefully Paddy's just dropped me a wee message there. Not sure if he's in the live stream or not, but yeah, he was just asking me a question. Must try and get onto that there and read it all out and reply to him. I always try and reply to everybody. Sometimes takes a while, but I get there. Let's see. Right. Gonna flip the footage again here. Try and get something good on. But yeah, so hopefully he can get. I'm gonna drop my wee link to it here. What's up, guys? Anyway, so what else are you guys driving? Obviously, I've always sort of liked the two vans I've had, and that. So I'm just gonna read out Paddy Bart's one. Really appreciate for your time, mate. Very helpful. I started plastering 2 years ago, and because my aim's taping background, I'm quite good with trowels. That's definitely good, buddy. And I totally fall in love with the trade. Watching you and others, I'm better and better every day. Also, happy owner to the REFINA PLASTER and 18 REFINA SUPER FLEX 2. About a few days, those are just perfect for me. Thanks for doing this. No problems, Paddy. Gonna come join the chat, mate. But even if he doesn't join the chat, I always appreciate all the feedback and support, guys. And if I'm helping you, I'm more than happy doing so. It's the whole point of it. Plastering won't survive if people aren't learning how to do it. That's definitely for sure. But I think the live streams are YouTube's trying to change their sort of live streaming thing. I don't know what to call it, their program for it. I'm not the best at computers, not the worst at them, but I'm definitely bad when I get used to something. A bit like my old vans, it's hard letting go and changing into something newer. But like some plasters maybe trying out a super flex, it's maybe difficult for them to let go, try something else. But obviously, I would. My opinion always has been, if it works, keep doing it. You know, if you're winning, keep on winning. Don't change what you're doing when you're winning. You know, even if it's a football team, like if you're putting a team on and they're winning, you gotta keep that same numbers on the pitch, same guys that are doing the job. Just like trialing up, if it's working for you, why change it? The only reason I would say to maybe have a wee go on a cupboard with newer tools is because potentially it might make it even easier for you. You might get there quicker, you might make money easier, and you might be able to, you know, these super flexes now, if you're a guy that does polish up and trial up a bit, superflexes might give you an extra 2 years in your career with a little less fatigue in them elbows and joints and wrists and shoulders. But hopefully they do. Hopefully Refina, Spear and Jackson, Ox, Ragni, hopefully they all just constantly make more tools and better tools. That's what I am sort of after. I enjoyed the wee job in the background there, doing that. Something different. Something different. Look at the wiggly scratched lines, guys. There's something different on my channel as well. So turned out a nice wee job that. But it wasn't actually the video I was trying to get on for you. I had a few videos made up for live streaming which seem to be hiding from me, unfortunately. But let's crack on to another wee one here. Which corner angle trowel is better, Refina or Ragni? What's up, buddy? Jerson or Eliana? Not sure if I'm saying that right, buddy. I apologise if I'm not. But Jerson, Refina or Ragni? I have not used the Refina corner trowel, so I'm not able to actually pin them together. But the Ragni corner trowel is brilliant. It's very smooth, comfortable. Not that you're gonna use it loads and loads during the day, but it is still comfortable. And it's been giving me good results. So I would have to go for a Ragni because I've not even used the Refina one. Might be something I might have to do in the future is actually try and test out more angle trowels against each other. There's Ragni, Refina. I've got an Ox one. But to me the Ox one's it's not as nice as the Ragni. It sort of scrapes in more. I'm gonna change the background again, guys, as well, just on a loop. So Ragni, I've seen a lot of people, really pushing the Ragni. I think it's probably to me one of the best out there at the minute. Must check Refina and see what kind of angle trowels there's about there, and see what is there to maybe have a wee look there and see if there's anything that may be able to compete and give a better comparison that way. What's up, Mick Downey? Try the Mercedes-Benz Vito, been plastered over 30 years, great fan. New tools make it much easier than it was before, saves time and easier on the body. So cheers, Mick, buddy, for the comment. Mercedes-Benz Vito, is it a big one? I'm gonna have to look it up after now. Is it like big, or is it the shorter ones? I don't know why, but I seem to have this in my mind that I want to be able to fit plasterboard in, fit lengths of timber inside, like, and fit the scaffolding bars in, scaffolding planks in. And obviously not all at the exact same time. Want something. If I could get something that could do that, plus have great fuel costs, would be good. Like, but obviously when you put weight in a van, your fuel starts to get drained a lot more. But Mercedes, yeah, I was looking at the Sprinters. I think they're the kind of shape that I tend to be leaning towards. But I'll definitely check that out. Would you say that's the best fan you've had, Mick? Is a Mercedes Benz Vito? But yeah, I have to agree with you on some of the tools. Speed skim, I know a lot of people haven't really went that way, but the likes of a speed skim and a spatula, For the first trowel, it's much quicker. You're getting a straighter angle because you're more or less straightening up with a straight edge at the same time as flattening it in. So you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. If you notice there's a hollow, you can always fill it out more. And if you do polish up a bit at the end, personally I don't think you should polish too much, but you should definitely run your trowel over, check for splats, keep an eye open for wee holes, and that's what I do with this super flexes basically. Well, just gives it that nice looking little finish. Don't want to shine it too much as the painters for some reason can't paint over it. I think it's possibly because it's still wet. When you shine it that much, you seem to lock the moisture in, but after time it would dry out properly enough to be painted. But again, if you have big coats underneath, rendering coats, it just might not paint just as nice. Seen a picture, a painter was having problems there the other day on, I think it was on Facebook for him, and he'd miscoated a whole house and painted the ceilings. Now the ceilings did not look great, they looked like there was tear marks in them and stuff. Not the bits about the other plaster. I don't know what the circumstances were. I don't know what he was getting paid, how quick he had to do it. Was he on his own? Did he have a labourer? Did he have help? Did he, I don't know all the backgrounds, but the painter was also saying the walls were sand cement on all the outside walls and skimmed. But it didn't look to me that when he miscoated it, he went too early, because parts were dry and parts were going so parts were coming up white and other parts were coming up like a real light grey colour. It just looked like there was moisture behind the wall to me. I don't know. Some of the other plasters might have came up against similar things. I came up against it once on a wall. What's up, Justin, buddy? Came up once on a wall, that kind of thing to me, and also on a steel beam that I plastered and painted myself. But I know why. The steel beam was bonded and skimmed very heavy, and I think just give it time to dry out and I paint it again. It came up all the best. So definitely think it's time. If the paint slides, you gotta wait that way. So what are you driving, Justin, to get back and forward to work? What's your wagon, and what's your weapons in work when you get there? You guys, if you are needing a trowel, honestly, the REFINAs, to me, you have to at least give their premium trowel a go, because to me it's every bit as good as the Marshalltown, and I still have my skimming trowel. Actually gonna probably need another premium soon before that one, if it gets a chip or something on me, it'll be broke out. It'll be broke. It'll be done. And I'll be broken hearted. Not going too bad, but I'm on the hunt for a vehicle. So definitely gonna, don't know what to do. The contract I'm on the minute, it still would be handy to have van down there, because there's certain tools in the van. I might get a toolbox tomorrow and fill up a few tools for transit. And how are you finding it, Justin, buddy? Are you getting on well with it? What happens when it comes test time? What's up, Eddie McGill, buddy? I just got a 1200 speed skim with the stainless steel edge on it for a job I'm going to start. Never got to use it yet, but looking at it looks fairly flexible. Yes, Eddie, they're really flexible. The speed skim's basically like a flexible rubber blade. The way I use them is I'll coat on my two coats. I'll mostly use them on ceilings, the odd times walls. Not sure if you've been on the channel loads, but there is videos where I use a speed skim a lot. I actually have a speed skim demo as well on the channel. You can, once you get time later on maybe, or before you go to use it on your job, you can have a wee peek. But yeah, they're flexible. The problem is probably with them is they make nick easy enough. Um, bit like the PLASTER, they're a softer material than steel, of course. But the way I use it, I'll get the whole ceiling scrimmed up, coated on, 2 coats, and then I'll get down off my stilts, get the speed skim on the pole. The 1200, it's the bigger one as well, so you get the big long one. I think there's a 600, which is half the size of that. But the 1200, I like it better because it gives you more feel of the angles, what shapes they are. Also for bonding, if you want to give your bonding a quick flatten. But basically, I just use it for the 5 first pass. I know there's people use it for polishing. And then there's a metal blade one. I know people actually, there's some people that use them the whole way through the job. I haven't been just quite as brave myself yet of using a spatula the whole way through, but I think I will. I think I'll get a job. I'll get a wee small wall, maybe even another stairs, and I'm gonna go at it with spatulas. There's a wee video I have coming up. It's only a wee handheld spatula, and pretty much I'm using it on the most of it, the majority of it. But yeah, if you're, it's all about the angle. The speed skim, I put the angle pretty flat on, not upright, so it doesn't scrape off the skim. You go pretty flat, wet up the blade, and just let it glide. Not too much pressure, just glide along the ceiling. Another tip is as well, you can file the corners down to a 5p. If you put a 5p up and file around it, it supposedly will, well, it definitely will, not supposedly, I know it would. It will leave less lines as you go, but again, lines aren't, at that point, a few lines won't be hard to trowel out, as stuff's going to be soft. But so yeah, definitely flexible. I also think I used them to flatten in K-rain, which, and sand and cement at times are awkward wee areas where they would fit in. So McGill, what kind of fan have you got that gets you there? Justin's got a transit, and on up Kevin had, and Mick has a Merc, and Kevin had a transit as well. So far we got more transits in here than anything else, and I can't complain on my transit. It took a bit of work when I first got it, but I didn't get it for a big price. But again, took a wee bit of work to get going. Got it going good. But again, it was a rust bucket, so it was always weld. If a plasterer knew how to weld, they'd be happy, I can tell you that. If there was some kind of steel that you could trowel on, and scrim tape up and trowel on round a van, it would be brilliant. Somebody needs to invent some type of plaster that is harder than steel, and we can trowel it on their vans, it'll stick. We'll have vans for the rest of our lives. So if somebody does actually come up with that there, I want to call it plaster weld. Well, that actually already exists. That's actually a plastering primer that's used in the States. Plaster weld. It's like a glue, paint it on and plaster over it. But yeah, just in the background there, I'm actually doing a wee bit of polished plastering. Going to change the background up here, guys, as well. Definitely wanting to do more of that polished plaster. Hopefully in the near future I can get something done with it if we get a bit of time. But hope you are looking forward to the results to see who the winners are of this competition. See who wins the Pointsman Hawks. Again, I can't fault the Pointsman Hawks. I've been using the bigger one and the smaller one now. The flat ones I haven't actually used. I haven't actually used the wee sort of detailed one. It has edges so that the cement can fall off. Haven't just used it yet, but I will. I will. So I'm just gonna whack the pointsman on. You can see the shine of that. Perfect. Just put the pointsman on the background now. We'll chat about them. So McGill's used cars for 15 years. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with cars. I don't know. People have been putting it to me that I should forget the big van and go for a small van. And then I'm thinking if I go for a small van, would it not be as well just getting a 5-seater car and dropping the seats for bigger jobs? But then some of the jobs I'm sure you've seen around the channel, it would be a nightmare without a van. It just really would. Some of the jobs I do all sorts of jobs. Obviously working for myself, so I'll be doing chipping off jobs, taking rubble away, bringing planks, bringing ladders. But then at the same time, you could say let the people do it. You know, let the customer do it. But some customers like the full package. They want somebody to come in, strip off the old, put on the new, and there they are, done, ready for paint. Bit of skirting, carpet, whatever it is. You know, it's just to me that's what a van gives you over a small van. That's what a bigger van gives you over a smaller van. Saying that now, some small vans will be able to still tackle them jobs, but if you need a 8x4 sheet, you might struggle getting it in. But so what kind of cars are you using, Eddie? What reliability have you had? Obviously have a wee car as well between me and the wife. So, and that's again, I'm not a mechanic, but there's a couple of things that I check. What do you guys check when you're buying a used vehicle, a used car, a used van? What is it you check? Obviously check the paperwork as best as can. But what do you check when you're looking around the car, looking around the van? What is it you look for yourselves? I'm looking for more pointers. Personally, what I look for is just stick my head under it. Look for rust. If there's rust, it's gotta be a no-no. You don't want to start off with rust. You wanna make it rust. Why they don't make them stainless steel, I don't know. Probably because they would last too long. I won't be buying them. I won't be buying parts. Bit like why wash machines only last a couple of years now. I'm sure a lot of you are thinking the same thing. Like the pointsman in the background here, the REFINA trowels, reliability. These things are giving me reliability. The mega mixer that I had on earlier in the video, reliability. And there are the things I'm going to keep on showing in my videos time and time again. You're going to see that if the tool is broken, I cannot use it on the video. It won't be in channel anymore. It'll be broke. It'll be thrown away into the back of my van because I don't actually throw broken tools away. I keep them in case I need them. You know, a bit of a hoarder. No, I don't keep everything. Broken tools would go in the bin unless I cut it up and make it into something else. But there's the hawk I was talking about earlier. Getting off topic, but yeah. So about the vans, guys, as well. I look for rust around the arches, around the sills. I would check the doors work, the keys work. Nothing worse. Both my vans, I had problems with sliding doors, back doors. Get problems with them. I don't know why. Obviously I've always bought second hand, so pardon me. I've always bought second hand, so people before me probably damaged them slightly. So Volkswagen is your wagon. Volkswagen. Yeah, very reliable, just like REFINA, German make. Germans, they definitely don't mess around. Mercedes, also a German make. So we've got two German. There's Mick McDowney was saying he has a Mercedes-Benz Vito, and it's lasted him a good time. So definitely definitely Germans make quality stuff. Like I said, the Refina, you'll probably always see Refina. The Refina brush even goes to show you that I don't know if they make the brushes themselves or they source them in, but the brushes they have last me a lot longer than any other brushes I have bought, and at the same price. So why would you buy something that doesn't last as long as something else? The brushes, although other people are on the water bottles now, I find them easier, but me, a bucket and a brush, easy. You wash your trowel with it and all. You can wet the ceiling with it. You can shape things with a brush as well. You can't shape things with a water bottle unless you're trying to make something look like stone. Then you could actually squirt water down it and do that, but that's a different video. That's a detailed video. Um, but yeah, even Refina seem to be going for quality brushes. I'm not sure have they done that on purpose or not, but their wooden handle brush with a copper ring has definitely, I've had two and have outshone any other one that I've had. Um, what's up, Brendan? What do you reckon on the RST trials? What's the RST trials? Is that a make RST or is it Refina stainless steel or something? You're gonna have to whack it in. RST trials. See what Google comes up with. I think they are make. Like I think I have seen these makes. RST. I've never had one of them. I don't think the RST ones. I think they're sort of they look like a cheaper version of a plastering trowel, basically. Saying that now, they're soft grip just by looks on Amazon. If I'm looking at the right thing, they're just RST. Have a blue handle with red on them. Does look like a comfortable enough handle. But what do you reckon? Yeah, big. Yes, Ben. So the good thing is about them, they're cheap. So if you wanted to try it, if anybody wanted to try it, might try one myself. What I could say about the RST is that I have seen people having their bucket scoops, and you can't go too wrong with their bucket scoops. Most people have it on the head. Their bucket scoops are only a fiver, so RST, I've seen people use them. They work great, but personally, to me, bucket scoop wise, I would be jumping more towards Spear Jackson. Their bucket scoops are incredible. Mine's cracked maybe a year ago, and it's still going. I thought it would have well snapped by now. So, simple fact is my Spear Jackson one has lasted a long time for me to not put it forward as a good trowel. They also have good skimming trowels as well. Don't know why my food's knocked off on me. They also have great skimming trowels as well. Break in quickly. Steel's a bit. It's a good bit behind the strength of the Refina Premium trowel. That way. But yeah, Justin Buddy Mega Mixers. He reckons they're the best mixers you can get by far. I would find it hard to disagree with you. Mine's like I said earlier in the video. I'm not sure if you were here to start, but plastering tools get through murder. Basically, they get wet, dusty, dirty. Like the materials we use are actually corrosive, and you'll know that when you get it in your eye or in cuts, because it'll burn the eye off you and it'll burn the cuts out of you. That's why you should probably always wear gloves and eye protection. Wear masks when you're mixing. Try and protect your body and keep it. It's your body is your best tool. Let alone buying trowels. Your hands are the best tools you'll ever have. Your body is the best tool you'll ever have. So definitely do. That's why I always push health and safety as much as I possibly can. I know I don't always do it in my videos myself, but I will try and make a point of of putting it forward and saying, be more like yourself, don't be like me, be, wear a dust mask, wear a better dust mask, wear eye protection if possible. Especially if you're learning, there's nothing wrong with putting a pair of goggles on, or a pair of safety glasses, look even better. There's nothing wrong with it. Nobody's gonna laugh at you, and if they do, don't worry about people laughing about if they're breathing in dust for wearing a mask. It's the same as if you spill slippy stuff on the floor, sand, cement, or you're up on stilts, you spill a big bit of skim, get it scraped up, don't slip on it. That sort of thing. But again, yeah, so mega mixers, back onto the track, like Justin says, they are the bee's knees, the beast of all mixing drills. They are the king of the drills, probably the most reliable drill. What I want, Justin, is a battery powered mega mixer. What do you think of that idea? There's a petrol powered one, brilliant, very strong. Will mix you up sand and cement as long as you have the fuel to keep fueling it up. The petrol, absolute beast. I've got that on the channel. It murders a. Now I'm talking about a gorilla tub of sand cement. Absolutely tears through it like it's not there. Possibly makes it creamier than a belly mixer, which is, again, belly mixers. Who can beat them? They are reliable, but this thing was quick. No leads, just buckets, just materials, just mix, just put it in the wall. That way. So definitely Refine have got the drills down to T. All they need now is to get that battery powered drill going. That way. So what do you guys think? Let me know. Really good idea, Hannah. Hi Hannah. Yeah, I really want Refina to push the boat out and say, look what we've made. A battery powered drill that is a mega mixer that is going to destroy every other drill out there. DeWalt has probably topped the boat. The Ox, or there was like an Axo drill, Colo Mix. Again, I've used it, and I've compared it to the Refina Mega Mixer. It's not there. It's too heavy. It's comfortable to hold, but I think it's a bit heavier than a Mega Mixer. Not as comfortable to hold, and not as good, not as powerful. They do have more powerful ones, but the Mega Mixers, same as Mega Mixers, there's all different powerful ones. If you want to know the one I'm using, you'll probably have to jump back, find the unboxing, or ask me, and I will drag you to the link, and you'll see the one that I'm boasting about here. It's absolute quality of a mixer. It kind of feels to me like when people keep telling you it's good, you kind of do listen, you do believe them, but see, when you actually own it yourself, you'll understand how good it really is. You'll realize its quality, and you'll realize that after years and years of use, like I've been getting. And also, like 80-litre buckets of plaster, any other drill would burn out after 2 of them. This drill mixes hundreds of them. So enough about that. But yeah, I would really love to see a battery powered one. Some kind of Refina Mega Mixer with a battery kit of like 2 or 3 batteries, where the charger can possibly charge up 2 at a time, so you can always have one in, so you can constantly rotate. But when I say charge 2 at a time, I would mean charge 2 at a time, not on a loop where it's charging this one and then it'll charge this one when that one's full. Charge them both at the same time. Again, I don't know. I don't develop drills and batteries and tools. Don't know what the cost of them things would be, but I do know Refina seem to be making great drills with them in stock, and great petrol drill there, great tools, and they seem to be also great prices compared to slightly, inferior products that aren't as good. But again, like this Pointsman, we're talking about quality, robustness. There's 4 bolts on this thing. Do them up as tight as you can if you want. They don't protrude around the front, so they won't They're flattened out. They won't nick your trowel up. The handles to be comfortable. It's the set angle is, again, it's designed to try and help us plasters out with off the board with the wrist, so that when you're taking it, you're not hurting your elbow and your wrist as much. That's what it was designed to do, and in my opinion, that's what it does. Um, it does all that, and so far it's been, to this date, to me, it's been as good as a hawk as a Marshalltown I've ever used. I have went through a lot of hawks, guys. Every hawk I've owned has literally been in Marshalltown, so I can't really compare it to loads of hawks. I have had a ragni, and I have had a ragni hawk, and I had a faithful tools hawk, but to me, they were too small. They were like the smaller version of that pointsman. I have that pointsman, and then there's another one, slightly smaller version. And although they're good to work, they're fine. These things here, it hasn't rusted, hasn't bent out of shape. The smaller one I'm using at the minute, and the stuff I'm using sets. If you don't put any size in it, it sets in 10 minutes, and it's been getting scraped off. And again, the metal is robust. The handle has been robust, hasn't broke. It's been comfortable. No complaints. Again, and Justin's just backing me up on what I'm saying about the Mega Mixer, that he's also mixed sand and cement up with his Mega Mixer. Definitely, buddy. I have a video there where I mix screed, and I have another video with a rounded wall where I also mix screed. The reason I did that, the builder I was doing the job for, he could have brought me a cement mixer. I also have my own cement mixer, the belly mixer. Again, can't fault it. I bought that I bought that a long time ago. I think Belly. Again, I think Belly's a German make. You know, maybe I will get a Mercedes. I'm talking myself into buying a Mercedes van here. They really are a big Volkswagen. I don't know. They're definitely designing things good. This pointsman, this guy's from England designing this. So, and he has went for robust, went for trying to keep the angle so that you don't hurt your wrist and your elbow, as you can't really comfort robustness. And he's not, and although you all have a chance to win that hawk in that video, the pointsman giveaway video that I have, even if you were to go and buy one of them, he possibly might give a discount after this as well. But even if you were to buy one of them, you're getting what you pay for. I'm not gonna say it's dearer or cheaper, but it's the exact same price as another hawk. Any other hawk you're gonna get, only I can't fault it. Now when I touch a Marshalltown hawk, a straight angled hawk, it does not feel nice to me that way. So Brenton's asked me a question here. What do you think of going into a plaster apprenticeship? Finishing school this year and thinking of apprenticeship route. So Brenton, so finishing school this year. Brenton, I reckon you're getting into a tough apprenticeship. If you can stick it out, you'll be happy. When you serve your time, you'll be happier. Depending on what your apprenticeship, who the people is around you. But I was lucky enough that when I went through some people who weren't just so nice as well. But eventually I fell in with plasters. His nickname's Sparky. He was an absolute brilliant plaster. Parksy, Gary, lots of brilliant plasters. I've been definitely could say I've rubbed my shoulders against brilliant plasters that if I can just be half as good as them by the time I'm at the ages that they were as well, and at the ages they are now and still plastering, if I can be half as good as the plasters I learned from, I'll have really done well, because they're pretty good. But yeah, there's nothing, Brendan, there's nothing wrong with being a plasterer. Um, it's not it's not the most. You're not going to be wearing a suit to work for sure. Um, but you can, if you do well, you'll be wearing a suit after work. No problems about that. Depends on yourself, your push, your drive. Um, it's to me, it is an enjoyable job. The jobs I'm doing at the minute, it can be, at times obviously it can be very boring, very repetitive, but certain jobs with detail, something different where you can, let your mind go a wee bit and think about it and tackle it a bit challenging. It's all brilliant. And like I say, the guys I'm working alongside are brilliant. Most plasters I have met are actually decent fellas. But you obviously will get the odd people. If you were to take any advice from what I'm talking about right now, I would say, if they're not treating you right, don't stick around, don't waste your time, because at the end of the time, if they're not teaching you, if they just want you as a labourer, you might have to stick at it for a while. If you do, um, bend your knees, don't bend your back. Look after your body, like I said earlier. Wear gloves. Keep dry as possible. If you're labouring, you're going to be outside. You're going to get wetter than the plasters. But even if they do have you labouring, it might be worth sticking around, building up a wee bit of strength and muscle memory. Labour. If you're working alongside another labourer and stuff, you can actually learn a lot from labouring. That I'm not even going to put that down. You can learn a hell of a lot from just mixing plaster and bringing in watching the plasters. If you've got the drive to learn, you'll succeed. Definitely in plastering, you'll succeed. Um, Big time. So I'm not going to put down labourers. Labourers. If there was no labourers, plasters would be. Where would we be? We'd be retired a long time ago. Labourers, and a good labourer is worth a good plasterer. Definitely. But like I said, if you take any advice away from what I'm saying is, if they're not interested in teaching you, you should maybe just jump off the bandwagon of that and get into somewhere else. Um, go to somewhere where they're interested in helping you learn and progress your plastering. That would be my opinion. And again, don't just you know don't be there just because they want you there. You have to want to be there yourself. If you're not enjoying it, it would be time to jump ship. Um, Definitely. But like I said, if you take anything from it, you will know, like, if they're not treating you right, definitely get out of there. Um, and I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about, like, some people get this thing into their heads where they can treat apprentices like they're wee kids. They are, in their eyes, they are younger, but if they don't treat you respect, don't give them respect. Leave. They shouldn't have your respect if they can't give you it. In fact, I tried for a good few years to get an apprentice and I couldn't, because I'd love to be showing somebody how to plaster, teach them things that took me years to learn, things I haven't even got on the channel, wee dopey things, silly things, but every plasterer will put their stamp, like the things I learned off the people I worked for, and I appreciate everything, all the knowledge they give me, and I know as well that they held some knowledge back. Some people don't like to show everything, some kind of fear in that. I don't know what it is. With yeah, that's true. What Andrew's saying here. Andrew's just saying there's a fine line. Don't get it confused with banter and hard work. Yeah, definitely, buddy. Being an apprenticeship will be it'll be a difficult thing to get through. In my opinion, after 3 years, you'll be competent enough to go ahead and plaster rooms out and stuff. You still might need some guidance as well. Again, this channel is always going to be there, Brendan. And for any other young plasterer, I'll do my best to help with questions. If you're stuck on something, it's something you might want to polish up on, learn more. More than likely, most of the plasters watching my videos can well become far better than me, and there probably already has been. But I'm not afraid to show things that I've learned. I'm not afraid to show tips and tricks to help out. Why not? There's enough work out there for everyone. In my opinion. But yeah, banter. Yeah, there's a fine line between banter and abuse. But banter, as long as everybody's laughing, it's a joke. Take it. Maybe you don't always take everything so personal, and the heart as well. Let it go over your head. But if they are, you know, if they're just trying to keep you down for the sake of keeping you down, don't stick around. But like I said, most plasters I met, even there was a crowd I worked for before, and their boss never showed up to pay me. But there was a labourer there and a plasterer there, and they're actually from Lurgan boys. And the plasterer that was with me and the labourer, like I can't. There was another plasterer as well, but he was a wee bit more strict or something. But them guys, 100%, helped me learn how to mix plaster. I was doing things there. I was mostly labouring with them, but I was wetting down walls and things, all these silly things. But eventually, you can piece things together. Sometimes people ask you. You gotta remember, some of the plasters you may be working with have been doing it for 10 years, 15 years. And when they ask you for something or to do something, they might not always remember to explain why you're doing it, but you should ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Why am I doing this? Why am I wetting the wall? Why am I wetting the wall? Why can the plaster not just go straight over it? Obviously that's to do with suction and drying out. You don't want the plaster to dry too quick. But don't be afraid to ask questions. It's the only way you're going to learn is getting answers. And like I said as well, people sometimes be afraid to let go and tell you everything, but you have to expect that too, that they're not going to tell you all their secrets. You might have to earn secrets, with showing up to work early, you know, getting in earlier and filling up waters and stuff. Just be silly things. Some plasters will appreciate it and will notice that you're doing it. Others, there obviously is people in the world that want to take advantage as well, but just sort of you'll get the feel of it as well. But apprenticeship, it's not the easiest job in the world, but it can be very satisfying when you're even with them guys, or you're part of something, an old house, and then when you walk out of it, it's like a new house, and you're a part of that. Even as an apprenticeship, you are a part of that. Don't be thinking you're not. You're a big part of it. So hopefully I've helped answer your question there. Let me know if I didn't. Sort of ranting and raving a wee bit there, but definitely, if you do take anything from it, it really is that, give respect, and even like hopefully other plasters even listening out there sort of to respect the kids coming in and learning it. They were an apprentice once as well. We all learned somewhere, so there's all different levels. Like I said, if I was half the plaster of the ones that taught me, I would be a good plasterer. And if I'm half the plaster, that I'm learning off people that more fibrous plasters and stuff at the minute, and they're miles ahead of me, absolute miles ahead. I'm trying to learn as much as I can there. Like I say as well, maybe some people don't want to show you all their tricks, but guys I'm working with now, there's a lot of them brilliant guys, and definitely they're not afraid to show what way to do things and what way to do things, what not to do. But as well, try to take in as much as you can, become a sponge and soak it all in. Yeah, that Brenton. And plastering, not sure where you are in the world, but plastering can pay off as well, money wise. Definitely can. Like some of the plasters I know drive really nice cars, very nice cars, have nice houses. You know, that's all material. You know, as long as you're happy, that's probably the main thing. I know the world spins on money. Every like that drill, it spins on money. And that, believe it or not, that mixer is actually spinning on money. Electric's money, but definitely I get job satisfaction. Also, now and again, you don't always get it, but now and again, customers absolutely delighted with work. Some people obviously, they don't show all their happiness, but sometimes you get a bit of a review and a customer saying how happy they were and stuff. And that's, people are paying for this, so if they're gonna pay for it and then tell you how happy they are with a job, that actually feels really good as well. Let alone just your visual eyes of, you walked into this room and it's crumbling apart, and when you walk out, it's like a new penny. It's ready for paint in a couple of weeks' time. It's ready to be lived in again. So definitely, I couldn't say don't be a plaster. Um, Otherwise, why do I plaster? I do enjoy it. Um, enjoy, like I said, showing things that I've learned over the years. What's up, Andrew, buddy, as well? Didn't get to say hello to you. What's going on? Um, Again, there's lots of other plasters here, um, but they say plastering's a young man's game, so definitely get in, learn, learn as much as possible. Um, the quicker you learn, the more money you'll earn as well. Um, and you have to think about it this way as well. What's up, Simon, buddy? You have to think about it. We're talking about, obviously, not every job is all about the money. Some's about just job satisfaction. Um, but here, the other thing is, if you want to work out and go to the gym, at least get paid for it when you're plastering. So that there too. But we were talking about money, of learning and earning. It sort of might be a reason why that sounds similar, learning and earning. But the more you learn, the more you can potentially earn, because your boss, he should grow with you. Your apprenticeship should grow, and you should be getting more money as you increase in level and ability. Obviously, you have to have patience. Plastering's all about patience, waiting for it. Sometimes you don't have to wait. Sometimes it's all go, but sometimes you have to wait. You have to have a bit of patience that way. Also, the thing you gotta think, if you think bigger than just working for somebody and potentially working for yourself in 5, 6, 7, 8 years, even 10 years, going out on your own and doing some jobs and earning, but you'll also see the other side of that it is also very difficult, and you'll maybe see at times why people you work for, why they seem stressed and maybe a bit sharp. You'll understand other things, and maybe that things just weren't as easy and as good at the top. But the other thing I was going to say is, the skills you learn, you can bring home. You could potentially buy a house and actually make it worth a lot more from just plastering. And the people you meet when you're plastering, you can make friends in other trades that might be able to give you a hand out if you do get a house. You may plumbers, joiners, roofers. If you make some good contacts, keep them. You'd rather give your friend money than somebody you don't know, stranger. And then that also in turn, them guys might throw you a job. They might need a kitchen plastered. They might have their mother's house might need plastered, their sisters. There's lots of things that way. What's up, Simon, buddy? Doing good here. Appreciate the support, Simon, mate. And again, if the videos helped, I actually am very happy that I'll give you a wee refresher course. Just call them ones we just polish up a couple of ideas and things again. get into the mindset. Plastering is a lot in the mind as well. It all has to start in the mind. The more plastering you do in your mind before you start the job, the easier the job might be, because your mind will pick up, you know what, that scene's going to take 3 buckets, but I need to do this and do that and make my life easier. Maybe makes it closer. Have the waters ready. It's all sorts of things in the mind. So hopefully, just when you're watching that there, you just get it in the mind again. Oh yeah, wet the walls down, stuff like that. Definitely some of the videos could be handy for refreshers. I appreciate the feedback, Simon, mate, and I hope your job turned out real good and easy. Well, like an easy job. But so just back in the plastering full time again. Yeah. Ooh, it's got to be hard after 6 years out. Definitely hard. With full respect, Simon, getting back into the trade. See, that's the other thing as well, Brendan. Brendan was asking about prep. Is it a good idea to leave school and go and be a plaster? Obviously, if you can get an easier job for more money, but if you are a physical person and you want to learn, you want to do a physical job and stuff, plastering's definitely there for you. But also, this is the thing, after doing an apprenticeship and learning how to plaster for, if you can stick it out 5 years and learn a good lot, and maybe you don't like it so much, you can go away, do a different job. And like Simon, he wanted to come back to plastering. He still has plastering in his background. He could still say, put his hands up to another employer and say, look, I haven't plastered in 5 years, but I know how to, and he can still get a job. He could still get a few wee jobs time over for another job, because he knows he can plaster. He's done it before. He learned it. These are things that the tradesmen have. They can evolve into other things, and especially plastering. It's like I said earlier about, you could do up your own home. You could buy a cheaper house and do it up, and it could be worth double the money. Especially the value of houses sometimes goes up. Obviously, it can go down too, but you need somewhere to live no matter what way house prices go. And personally, if you buy one that's a bit run down and dundered in, and you got plastering in your background, plastering in a house that's already built is probably one of the biggest jobs that can be done inside the house. Especially if you evolve and learn. Being a plasterer, you like I said, you'll meet other trades. Keep an eye on what are they doing, what are the joiners doing, what are the tailors doing, how are they doing it. Like I said, be a sponge, soak it all in. If if you pick up wee bits and pieces of them, if the plasterer you're with is good at joinery, does tiling as well, but does floor screening like I'm doing here in the background, mix of concrete and floor screen stuff, offer to help him on jobs that maybe you don't always have to get paid. If you're learning something, it's maybe not so bad to tag along and say, just buy me lunch and I'll come help you out in the house tiling. If you're going to pick something up, that could be really, really worth your time, that way. But hopefully Brenton's soaking this all in as well, that way. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna this channel will always be here. Yeah, it's like Simon says as well. Trades always helped him money wise. But yeah, it's there. Here's this beast of a mixer here. It looks heavy, but it's not. It's not. And it's got a long. It might actually have a slightly longer whisk than the Mega Mixer, but I'm not stretching down, crouching down, so that petrol mixer is comfortable for sure. Some tools on you. Hopefully we're just talking about the drill. But yeah, Simon, no, that like I said, this is actually going to be for a dashing job, and this drill absolutely scooped this bucket up with all the materials already in no time flat, and it was lovely, lovely stuff. Very, very creamy gear. Cannot fault how well it mixed. And you can see I'm actually just adding the water in and just put all the ingredients in. Yeah, Andrew, thanks. Yeah, again that's something I actually learned from Sparky screeding. Didn't do much screeding with him. I mostly was labouring. I was mostly pushing a wheelbarrow, and you can still pick things up just by watching, learning, asking, talking, helping wee bits and pieces here and there. Um, but he showed me good screed when you crush it with your hand. It'll it'll hold up. It'll stick together, and that's how you know it's wet enough. If it's too dry, it'll just crumble to dust. If it's too wet, you'll know if it's too wet because when you go to straighten it up, oh, it's a nightmare when screed's too wet. Even when it starts raining outside, if you have a big mountain of screed, you're gonna want to cover that up that way. Um, Simon, buddy, believe it or not, I have a funny video where I'm cleaning a drill, and I don't, I'm not even gonna take the video down. It is, I clean the drill in gravel grit. It's it's one of the only times the drill has set. I'll tell a lie. It's happened to me more than once where my mixing fin's been absolutely caked in plaster. But the little drill I have, um, it plugged straight into the wall, so it was a bit handier on a smaller job. But it was a real warm day, and my stuff started to go. And for some reason, I decided, well, not really a stupid reason, but I just decided, you know what, that drill's not worth my time cleaning it. By the time that wall would set, I'll not get it child in well. So what I did was I left the drill to be cleaned a different day, and I finished up plastering because I didn't want to plaster the wall twice, so I finished the wall. But to answer the question about the ladle drill, that is the ladle drill that I'm cleaning. Um, just just thought it was me demo. It was good to show how to clean up the whisk. Good. But it, I do have a ladle drill as a backup, and I can't actually fault it as a backup drill. Would it mix this big bucket with sand and cement? No, no way. But it would mix you up good bags. It'll mix a bag. And mine hasn't actually broken. No, I've heard tell of plasters mixing with them. Just always buying them, and when they're done, chucking them out. Um, but it might be better. It's a good backup drill. If you spend a good 300 odd pound on a mega mixer, why not splash out, get a wee ladle as a backup drill, or they be patch jobs. You might not want to be grabbing the heavier box, the labour box, the big yellow box in, to reduce the electric down. Um, it's very labour intensive screening. Definitely, Andrew. I try my best not to screed. I do like small floors for obvious reasons because they're small and you get that satisfaction of screeding them, getting them done. But no matter what you do on your knees, it's gonna be sore. Tailors, when they're down tiling floors, gotta have respect for them. It's not easy that way. Putting in joiners, putting in wood floor, that is not easy. It's up and down, your hips, your knees, your lower back. It's taking punishment. If you're stretching out over your shoulders, taking punishment. Um, you know, definitely, definitely easier jobs than screeding as well. Screeding, bricklaying, plastering, some tough jobs to be doing, but well worth it. Oh dear. Well, I do try to avoid screeding. Some screeders, like the guy I used to work for, he he could screed out a house. He screeded out two small houses, ground floor obviously, with me labouring to him. Literally before 3 o'clock, cleaned up, way home. Unbelievable, and not a, not even an inch in the floor, not a mill in the floor, nothing wrong. Floor actually polished well. I actually really wish I could screed as good as him, as quick as him. He was so quick. He could screed concrete, dry concrete. See him screeding it, unbelievable. combi drill. So Simon's seen guys mixing with the cordless combi drill and painting mixing pedal for a small yellow bucket's worth. Does the job for maintenance. Yeah. The only thing is, if you're mixing tighter, because maintenance, the likes of this wee bucket I'm doing here, obviously a wee Makeda or a wee DeWalt drill would mix that up with a wee painter's fin on pretty well, but I think it does burn them out. I heard guys in another forum, obviously I keep a wee eye open in the forums and stuff too, just in case people need any advice that I might be able to help, or I can ask for advice too. But apparently it does burn out the cordless drills, the small cordless drills now, not the big ones. Andrew, that's that guy that did that screen. He blames the stilts as well for. I think he had his hip replaced. But he's blaming the stilts. He used to box as well, and he used to play football. Actually, I think that's probably why we get on well. We had a lot in common. I was playing football and boxing at the time I was working for him, and he was a basically an All Ireland champion and stuff. So he was a much better boxer than me, on paper anyway. Um, Saying that, he also had arms like legs. Very strong, very strong. Parksy, the people I work for, very strong, fit guys. Even in their older time, I'm sure they're still doing well. I was talking about this bucket scoop earlier and the fact that it's still going. I don't know how long I've had that Spear and Jackson bucket scoop, and I would highly recommend it. I'm not joking, it really is. I think I'm gonna get a video together with tools that I'm sure you have all noticed, but have actually lasted a long time on my channel. But I think I'm gonna group together what I feel is the most sturdy, reliable, and tools that I still have, and show like show use them. You see them time and time again as well, but sometimes when I'm doing a how-to video, I don't always get to say about tools, and some tools are in the background and don't actually make it onto the video because they're just too big and bulky sometimes as well. So some things get left out. Sometimes you have to cut up the videos, just for the simple fact of gotta keep the videos a bit shorter and stuff, so people have a chance to actually watch them instead of falling asleep halfway through. I don't think I'm always the most exciting sort of video maker. I'm not sure how to say that there. I have a video here, it says untitled. I'm not sure I'm gonna click on that for you. That way. But I'm gonna just show you some footage in the background. It'll tie in together what I was saying. But yeah, Andrew, I think the guy, my mate Sparky's still plastering, but he's not. I'm sure he's not as quick as he was. Definitely sure he's not. So obviously, like I was saying, hard plastering can evolve. This is a stud wall, and I knew it was not a load bearing wall. It needed to come away. You can see it's actually a really. I suppose I'm not gonna go over, but I'm sure it was a necessity for the family lived there. But it's it's blocking a window and a radiator and stuff. But it shows you that plastering can evolve, and you can do a wee bit more of demolition work. If you just learn, pick up things from joiners, and you'll figure out you know what, I could take that wall away myself and replaster that room. But you gotta, like I said, it's all knowledge. You gotta know what you're doing. Don't just start. Don't just watch a plumber once take a radiator off and think I can do that. Ask questions. Watch them. Again, there's YouTube videos. There's a guy there, a plumber, and he's unbelievable at. He's an unbelievable plumber in my opinion, but he's also unbelievable at teaching people how to plumb. Like, if I could be as good as him as a YouTuber and as an actual tutor on how to plaster, for a start, my YouTube here will explode. It'll become 10 times the YouTube channel it is. If I could just sort of pick that up. Millfield back in the day. Um, what do you mean, Millfield? Ha, Andrew, mate. Believe it or not, I've done that many a times. Because when you put them back on, you gotta bleed them. You gotta pressurize the system again. It's weird. I'm talking as if I'm a plumber here. Mac plumbering, Mac plumbering. Um, Millfield tack for plastering. Ah, Millfield. So Simon. Let me see. That is that Lisburn, isn't it? Am I right? Millfield. I had a mate, I think, met there. Millfield Tech. Millfield Tech. Is that in Lisburn or 2000? I started. Ah, so you're at it 19 years. Happy days. When did I start plastering? I think it was like 16 years ago. So what Belfast, Millfield in Belfast. Right. I should know that there. Trying to think. Millfield. Millfield Tech. 2000. Wasn't sure it was built then. Millfield Tech, or there's a new building of it now, but is there? Or is that right? Brendan O, I know you think highly of the Ox Trowel, but they're hard got down here in Kerry. Any place sell them online? I was in the old building. I get you, Simon. Definitely. Yeah, I didn't know where the tack was before. I think it's right on the corner beside Castle Court now. Um, but uh, for some reason I thought Millfield was in. I think I'm thinking of Millfield Cemetery. I think that's in Lisburn. But moved into new over my apprenticeship. Nice one, Simon. Um, who did you serve your time with, Simon? I probably know who they are. Well, might not like. Um, be interesting. But so Brenton's asked me about the Ox Trail here. Yeah, the Ox Trail is brilliant for an apprentice. Um, it'll break in quickly for you. Um, you'll get from maybe if you do a week of sand cement with who you're learning with and stuff, or even let you can let them use it for a week or two and they'll have it broken for you, so it's easier for you. But I do recommend try and break in your own trowels, um, and look after your tools and they'll look after you. Now the ox trowel, it's there's a super flex and there's a stainless steel one. Pardon me. In my opinion, they would be better than the RST ones that you were looking at. Sometimes you do have to spend a wee bit more for quality, and what I was saying, it'll last longer. Try and make sure you get a stainless steel trowel. Although there's nothing wrong with Simon's got there before me, carbon steel, but it will rust, so you'll just need to clean it down and dry it off before you start. Um, that way. But yeah, definitely do rate the ox trowel. Um, at the minute, I definitely have to say the REFINA premium trowel. Online, it'll not be much dearer than the ox. I'm not sure about prices right now. I would need to look it all up, but I would push more the premium. I think if you're an apprentice, you're gonna want uh a trowel that is gonna last you your whole apprenticeship and then some. In my opinion, you need two trowels. I always have two trowels. I always got a one that's broken for skim and one that I'm working also in the background ready to break in for skim. So once I get one broken for skim, I stop using it on sand cement and things like that. I just keep it for just skim coating and troweling up. So Simon's got the carbon steel. Yeah, so basically stainless steel was 20 when I started. Ah. So basically, yes, stainless steel doesn't. It's sort of in the name. It won't stain. It doesn't rust. It won't corrode. Obviously, it's still good, possibly corrode, but any stainless steel trowel I've ever had has never corroded. Um, where the carbon is a very strong steel as well. But it may take a bit longer to break in. But the only carbon trowel I ever got broken, um, I dropped the plank on it and crushed it when it was ready for skim, and was not able to continue using it, unfortunately. Marshalltown was 20 when I started. So Simon Gordon Scott, I actually think I've heard of that name as well, Gordon Scott. But what was your apprenticeship like, Simon, with him? My apprenticeship was a lot of tough going. But when I fell in with the right mentors, and they were brilliant, crack. Actually, yeah, tough. That's the perfect word for plaster apprenticeship. It is. Don't go in with your eyes shut. It is not going to be easy to learn. It's not going to be easy to get the day in. It's going to be tiring. You're going to go home for the first month and you're going to fall asleep, and then eventually you're going to start overcoming that and be a bit fitter and stronger. Um, and I mean this even if you're the skinniest small guy, or even if you're a wee chubby guy, it does not matter. You will build up to be able to be. You're gonna look at the other apprentices that are maybe a bit older, or labourers that are older than you, and you're gonna think, how are they doing that? How are they so strong? But you will get to that stage. It definitely will. Oh, Andrew was a family plaster man. That that would be tough. Greyhound, not fat. um, but yeah, not plastering apprenticeships not easy. Um, so Brendan, definitely hope, buddy, get in and make sure you're entered in that giveaway, the Pointsman Hawk giveaway that's on the channel. You gotta make sure you search through it. And guys, don't forget, if none of you are subscribed, definitely try and get subscribed and get the notifications on. You'll be able to catch all the videos as they come out. And I know all my videos they're not always brilliant fun and stuff. But I try. It's hard to keep plastering always exciting because it's very repetitive. Like you are doing a repetitive thing. That's why you get repetitive strain injuries in your elbows and your back and your shoulders and stuff. But yeah, Simon, definitely got on the north of Wales coast. So I bet you, Andrew, you were doing a lot of country style houses. And yeah, it's like Simon said as well, Brendan. Don't be afraid to have a bit of fun. Obviously, don't do any jokes on people that are dangerous, but you just can have a laugh and work as well. Like I said, you possibly meet lifelong friends on a building site, and possibly the nicest people you'll ever meet could be on a building site. And I say that with 100% honesty. Like some of the guys on a building site are, you know, they will see a younger guy and they will understand what it was like to be like that too. Um, Everybody has to learn, from somewhere, and hopefully the people you get around you look after you. Because apprenticeships will be the future of plastering, and obviously the future of all our countries. Like if people aren't building houses, and then plastering them, aren't fixing them, what will become? So you in with a few weeks. But yeah, Brendan, definitely. But everybody, if you haven't entered the tournament or like the competition, make sure and try and enter. Just type in "win" in the comments, as I'm doing the draw tomorrow. Um, yes, a lot of lime and side work. Oof, lime. I'm sure your hands were burnt off you. Lime burns. Lime. Side work. Side work and lime. That's two words there that is tough. That's what that says. Tough. Um, but yeah, you'll find that the apprenticeships that were the hardest for people to achieve, actually, they probably, like Andrew, became really brilliant plasterers. Believe it or not, my great granda could plaster and build, and my granda, he was like a joiner. He could do joinery work. Brilliant. I actually remember the dog kennel back to my childhood here. I'm still a big kid anyway, so yeah. But back to the to when I was a wee bit younger of a kid. He built our first dog kennel ever had, which lasted longer than probably the dog kennels that were bought in for like 200 quid. But um, brilliant joiner, made gates and stuff. I think basically a lot of stuff my dad knows is from my granda, and probably a lot of stuff my granda knows is from his dad. But basically, so basically, there's a lot of things that I might know that are actually, it just shows you what way things are passed down as well. And not that I'm a good joiner, I am before a good joiner. I would say I'm a good plasterer. But I would definitely be called a wood butcher more than a carpenter or a joiner. I would call myself a good wood butcher. Um, Definitely, I made a good toolbox once. That was probably my best joinery work. Do have a video. Hopefully, if I can get the job finished, I'll show off some joinery work in it. But yeah, Andrew, I would say you learned very quick with family. There would be no secrets there in trying to teach you. Sorry, trying to teach you. Um, because your family aren't gonna, they're not gonna hold back on you. Um, but like my parents didn't hold back information from me. They wanted me to learn and stuff. Same as me with my child as well. Want to teach them everything I know. Um, every other week, man. I was sacked. Oh, no problems, Simon, buddy. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate all the support, Simon. 100% guy. You were sacked every other week. Did you sack or did you walk off or both? Me and my dad actually get on really well. No jokes. Although I think I wind him up terrible on jobs. I think I wind him up terrible on jobs. And if he's watching, I'll have to apologise. So that's the apology, by the way. But I'm awful for my. I tend to think that my dad's tools are my tools. That I can just tear away with all his tools and get good use out of them till he finds them in my van. I would never steal anybody's tools, but I think my dad buys these tools and he really wants me to have them. Yeah, definitely. No, that's it, Andrea. People that teach us are definitely better than us, and you know, where would you be without them? If they're not gonna show you, where would you be? Like I actually remember when I was an apprentice before I sort of really knew what plastering was. I had no idea. Like I really had no idea. Took a wee while to figure out what's going around you, but once you get that, you're flying. Like. But guys, I'm gonna have to go and get something to eat here. Appreciate the support, and I actually do enjoy these live chats. They're good crack. But gonna go and get some food here now. So appreciate all the support, guys, and hopefully you can pop in and have a watch of this video tomorrow. And hopefully some of you get some good luck as well. Hopefully the people who need the hawks the most get them. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But yeah. So if I missed anything, guys, or you just want to chat about anything as well, drop me comments. If you just want to say you should talk about this, drop me comments. I'll try my best. I'll probably be doing the next load of months. I'll probably be doing more live streams and videos as well. So if you enjoy them, let me know. Or do you enjoy just the Sunday videos and stuff? Let me know. Definitely, I'm definitely trying to do everything for the viewers. Yeah, after all, usually the reason I do the channel as well. So let me know, and I'll see you all tomorrow.